Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Let's go back to Assassin's Creed pre-Origins. Listen, I know that these games had problems, with the trailing and the repeating and the feathers, but I maintain that these early games had a sparkle of something that wasn't complete ass in Creed. I remember watching the early E3 demo of the first Assassin's Creed, and I was so hyped that the developers were passionate about making a hardcore, realistic assassination simulator. Keywords, hardcore, and ass. And you know what? The first game for me, it delivered on that promise. Yeah, you couldn't swim, but hey, humans weren't built with gills, you know? You had crazy people just swinging at you in the streets. You could aim for the bushes, and for me, the creme de la creme was the climbing. This was the first game that really focused on realistic parkour, and it actually had some depth to it. If you knew how to do the old bap 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 and could give it the old double tap, you know, you could do some sweet tricks. If you knew the right buttons, you could go X Games mode, you know?
You will die here.
And then Assassin's Creed 2 came out, and my world just went bananas. First of all, you could swim, which was just X Games reloaded. Even better than swimming, this game was set in the Italian Renaissance, which was just such a godly masterstroke. The vibrancy of its colors, the whimsicality of the characters.
Have plenty of outlets.
I meant besides vaginas.
Mother.
The bantering with Leonardo da Vinci. Italia was just a romp and a half. After Ass 2, Ubisoft just began milking the series into overdrive, making what was once the new drip now need an IV drip. The killing blow is AC Unity. I maintain that this is a good game actually. The parkour was Tony Hawk to the 9000 and just feels so damn good. Mwah. If running was this epic in real life, I'd be giving Sonic a run for his money. This game was the realization of the master assassin fantasy. But there were bugs. A lot of bugs. If this game was delayed by a year, there would still be a meaning to the assassin in the name Assassin's Creed. Take my word for it. But it didn't. And it was shat on so hard that Ubisoft decided to go back to formula and even took a 2-year break between games to make Ass the Origin. At first I was like, oh wow, you know, change is a blessing, change is a good thing. I started the game, I dig the new setting, and especially I love the opening cutscene. That thing was great. So I sat my ass down, got ready for the game to really get going, and then the game ended. I had sunk 30 hours into this game and I didn't feel a single emotion in that entire playtime. I've never played a game that has made me so aware of the fact that I was just playing a game. The parkour has gone from X Games to no game. You literally just press a button and your character auto moves. There's no style in the animation. Some of the animations even look so unnatural and gamey that they just assassinate immersion. Back in AC2, Ezio would barely catch a ledge sometimes and he would struggle, you know, breaking up the rhythm, but it gave parkour a realistic ebb and flow. The skill was in building momentum to eventually gallop across the rooftops like a hooded gazelle. Origins was just press A. The Stealth 2 now has the depth of the water in Assassin's Creed 1. Stealth boils down to just walking towards the enemy and pressing Y. Peekaboo has more complex stealth than AC Origins. Origins is just choose to shoot an arrow, or choose to walk up and press Y. Every assassination boils down to just going to an area clearly made to be a boss arena, then go to the boss, and then press Y. Back in the day, you could blend in with the monks. You could get a gaggle of courtesans and strut around like a pimp. You could expose capitalism by throwing money around and just have peasants scurrying about for pennies. The combat is the same problem. It's just pressing buttons. There's no sense of difficulty and there's no mechanical complexity, just buttons. They got rid of all the fun, sexy animations, so you're now uber aware that you're literally just pressing buttons to create functions in the game code. A man chooses. An Assassin's Creed gamer presses buttons.
You'll be sucked.
On paper, Origins and Odyssey are perfect modern Assassin's Creed games. You got open world, you got RPG, you got swimming. But the open worlds are completely empty and just have copy and paste side quests. These open worlds have more square meters than our beloved Venezia, but none of the life and courtesans that made it fun to be in. The role-playing ain't even real role-playing. When you boot up Skyrim, you're trying to roleplay a level 30 dark elf from Quaglador, casting spells, reading tomes, summoning tank engines. The numbers are just there to confirm how you're trying to feel. In Ass Creed, the numbers are the everything. Nothing kills the assassin experience more than being unable to assassinate someone because your numbers are not high enough. They even added a dialogue system that has no real consequences. I wish my words had no motherfucking consequences, okay? There's no longer any story threads tying these games, and they even gave up the whole assassin thing. These games exist purely as being basically functional, generic games to exist in a now generic, somewhat functioning franchise. On paper, you have 50-hour epic odysseys that end up just being 50-hour time drains of constant padding out. Ubisoft have never just made a game that just condensed all the fun into one adrenaline non-stop thrill ride. And with Assassin's Creed, they've innovated, bloating a game into a stretched out snooze fest. The worst part of this whole ass Creed is the fact that my stupid ass got excited again for Valhalla. I sat down on my ass not in Creed, heard the interviews, watched the trailers, and was like, yes, finally, arigato Ubisoft-sama. And it's the same fucking thing. This game does nothing to really improve on the formula. Instead of trailblazing like they did with Renaissance Italy, they decided to go Viking because literally every piece of media is Vikinging it up right now. Everything this game tries to do has been done better by something else. Compelling Viking story? Watch Last Kingdom or Vikings. Engaging open world RPG? Just play Witcher 3. Sexy assassin action? Hit up Ghost of Tsushima instead. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is what you get when you have a game company try and make the most sellable product possible. Every trend is followed and imitated and half-baked. Oh, the people want stealthy assassins gameplay? You can wear a hood in game again. They want action? Let's give them the most janky basic system possible. If you're a cook, you don't make a meal that tries to be sweet, spicy and savory all at the same time, bruh. Just focus on the assassin dream, Ubisoft. They even brought back the hidden blade, but made it not hidden. It's on the outside of his wrist, bro. Every trend that Craphala tries to copy was innovated at the beginning of the last generation. Ubisoft has started this generation by making a game that's already 5 years old. Every game Ubisoft makes takes one step forward and then 10 steps back. They got rid of arbitrary leveling systems. Okay, dope. But wait, it's still just arbitrary stat raises, just with more steps. Enemies are no longer annoying ass damage sponges. Okay, lit. But wait, combat animations are jank central. I mean, just look at this stupid ass stomp. It's too janky to be Viking and too dumb to be assassin. This janky bunny hop is the dumbest, least ass in Creed thing since not being an assassin. Look at this stupid ass Viking slam, bro. What the hell is this? The story is actually quite engaging and the assassin themes are woven into it better than I thought, but the side quests are still so average. The worst Witcher 3 side quest is 10 times better than any of Valhalla's offerings. And the stealth, it's just so piss poor. It's like assassinating for dummies. There's so little brain power required to stealth, man. I get more kicks holding in farts than I do stealthing through England. Assassin's Creed games are now Frankenstein pieces of shit that are doomed to disappoint. They went from reskinning AC2 to reskinning generic modern open world game. I used to give these games pity points because the earlier games hold some kind of strong nostalgia in me. But Valhalla made me realize that there's no point in feeling loyalty to a company that I paid 60 quid to and clearly doesn't respect my time. I don't even need to truly dissect why this game sucks, because not only have the issues from the very first game, aka copy-paste content, never been resolved, but they even added new issues along the way and lost the charm that the earlier games had. I keep buying these stupid games because I hope that I'll get the game that I thought Assassin's Creed was when I was a kid. Let Assassin's Creed requiescat in pace and make a Viking game, or even an ass game if you want to, Ubisoft. An Assassin's Creed game used to be like dating a sexy supermodel with no personality, but now it's even worse, it's just one big catfish. Valhalla is insanity because every second of it is the same, and buying another Assassin's Creed game is also insanity because Ubisoft will never make another good one.